Oh, good morning. It's so dark. Whoa, look at that. So, anyways, I'm just going to cut to the chase. It's June 26, 2023, season 1, episode 51. Mark is back. Lord help us all. Um, be nice to have Ryan back, but he's going to be hosting Wheel of Fortune, and Mark is going to continue to piggyback off of his wife's post soap opera success and try to convince us all that he's really smart and really talented. Look, when someone his age has to continuously dye his hair and get Botox and get fake teeth and then dye his fake teeth white after dyeing his regular teeth white. Like he bleaches his teeth and then he gets fake teeth and then he gets his fake teeth and dyes his fake teeth and veneers. There's a level of vanity and there's a level of panic that he can't survive on his God given 50-year-old looks. There's a level of insecurity there that he needs to be he needs to feel like he's attractive because deep down he knows that that's his meal ticket. And if he doesn't have his looks, he has nothing. So I hope you're seeking the help. Remember, your wife said it best. Thank God. Thank you, all the therapists. Wonder, that'd be a nice fly on the wall. Because I think even his therapist, he seems like the guy that kind of lies because he's like, well, I can't let my therapist know the truth about me. Anyways, Lauren Cohan from The Walking Dead, Bridget Moynahan from Blue Bloods, and then something about fixing your summer skin problems. Who really gives a shit? It's this is going to be Monday, June 26th, season 1, episode 51. But first, we pay homage to the world's ugliest dog. We pay our tribute. The winner of the world's ugliest dog contest died after it was eaten by a coyote. Ironically, the coyote was the world's fattest coyote. So everything comes full circle. Enjoy the show. Make sure to comment or don't comment. And if you want to like or dislike, go ahead. If you want to press all the fucking buttons everyone always says, then go ahead. And I am not going to really pressure you, but I will track you down and I will eat your dog. Ooh, look at this. Is this fun or what? Nice, nice, nice. Look at that. Oh, shit. Ha 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 ha. That's a joke. All right, wrong control. Where the fuck is the volume? What the fuck you doing? Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
The Scooter, newly crowned the world's ugliest dog.
There you go, Scooter. Rest in peace, Scooter.
Friday. And finally tonight, we introduce you to Scooter, newly crowned the world's ugliest dog. The 7-year-old Chinese crested is not what you'd call a conventional beauty. He's been compared to a hairy hippopotamus, but his beauty lies in his imperfections. Scooter was nearly euthanized over his deformities, but was saved by a rescue group. Now he's thriving and wearing a new crown. Go Scooter. Yeah. That's Nightline for this evening. Catch our full episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow.
And take Lassie
Thanks for
with you.
the company, America. Good night.
Good night. Go Scooter. Take Lassie with you. Here. Yeah, I bet Mark is when Mark passes away, he's going to come back and reincarnate as Scooter, because the physical appearance of you in your next life will be a reflection of your internal appearance in your previous life.
Everybody's gonna learn something.
It's live with Kelly and Mark. Today from The Walking Dead, Dead City, Lauren Cohan. Plus, one of the stars of Blue Bloods, Bridget Moynahan. Also, Dr. Doris Day gives us a lesson in summer skin problems. All next on Live. And now, here are Kelly Ripa and Marcus Swallows.
welcome to the show. Yes, please be seated. My goodness. My goodness gracious. Lively crowd.
It is very lively.
How was your night?
It was great.
Yes?
Yeah, it was really great. I read a very interesting article last night. You know how last week we talked about when you ghost people, instead of ghosting them, what's the correct way of like sending them a text and saying it's not you,
To
it's
break
me,
up.
or just not even break up, but just not move on for the next date. So you go on a date and you don't necessarily want to go on a second date. So there's a polite way of sending a text. You don't have to call, just send a text. And we talked about that last week. But now there's something called that's worse than getting ghosted. It's getting zombied.
What's a zombie? I love that.
So zombied is when you have that first date and then you hear nothing from that person. You get ghosted, officially ghosted. There's no text saying, hey, it's not going to work out. You get ghosted.
Well, it's not ghosting. It's zombied. You can't say now there's something better than ghost, or there's something more extreme than ghosting. It's called being zombied. And what being zombied is when you go on a date and then you're ghosted. Well, no, that's called being ghosted. You know, there's something, we talked about going and eating a hot dog. Well, now when you go to barbecues, there's something that's a little better than a hot dog and bigger and stuff. It's called a Polish sausage, right? And basically, when you go to barbecue, right, and it's like or like people go to 4th of July and they get hot dogs. Well, if you go to Milwaukee, they actually have these things. There's something a little more extreme than a hot dog. It's called a sausage. Okay. Right. And this is what it is you go to a barbecue, you go to a grill out, 4th of July, outdoor picnic, whatever. The grill's going. And what it is that you go to a barbecue and they give you a hot dog. No. You just said it's not a hot dog. See, people go to barbecues and get hot dogs. Well, now there's something called sausage. And what a sausage is when you go to a barbecue and you get a hot dog. That doesn't make sense. Because what he's going to say is they give you a hot dog, but it's a different hot dog. It's a bigger, thicker hot dog, and it's called a bratwurst. Well, then it's not a hot dog. It's a bratwurst. You can't say a bratwurst is a bigger version of a hot dog because that's just called a jumbo dog or a footlong. So don't say ghosted. Don't say zombieing is when you go on a date and you're ghosted. It's when you go on a date and someone doesn't talk to you forever, and they block you, and they like, you know what I mean? And when they see you down the street, they ignore you like they don't even know you. But don't involve the term ghosting in the definition of the term zombieing or being zombied. See? McFly, knock, 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 knock. Hello? Here. What I gotta do? I gotta go like this. Hello? McFly? Anybody home? Are the lights on in there? If Mark Consuelos was an apartment, you would walk in and say, wow, this place is really nice. I like the furniture. Ooh, look at the chandelier. This place is really pretty. But the stove doesn't work. And the bathroom has like the bathtub has like these like stains on it, and the toilet is dirty and it floods, and the heating is broken, and you need a new air conditioner, right? It'd be like, oh, look at a beautiful ceiling fan, but it doesn't work, right? There's no washer or dryer. You know what I mean? All these little hidden things you don't notice when you first see it. Oh, this house is perfect. Look at this. Look at this. Where's the washer dryer? Oh, there is none. You got to walk 6 miles to the laundromat. What? Yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, look at the dishwasher. That's not a dishwasher. That's a paint. That's cake. That's just cake shaped as a dishwasher. You know what I mean? The sink makes a noise when you turn it on, right? You turn on the sink, it goes, and it drips all the time. Like all these little problems that, all these little snowflakes that add up to one big avalanche. All these little problems in the house that you don't know when you take the tour the first day. All you see is this beautiful house with gorgeous furniture, great tiles, beautiful paint job. The curtains are lovely. You have a nice view. The floor, hardwood. You have a fireplace. It's a big kitchen. But the refrigerator like breaks like once every 2 months, and you constantly have to get it repaired, right? That's what Mark Consuelos is.
very interesting article last night. You know how last week we talked about when you ghost people, what's the instead of ghosting them, what's the correct way of like sending them a text and saying it's not you,
To
it's
break
me,
up, to break up.
or just not even break up, but just not move on for the next date. So you go on a date and you don't necessarily want to go on a second date. So there's a polite way of sending a text. You don't have to call, just send a text. And we talked about that last week. But now there's something called that's worse than getting ghosted. It's getting zombied.
What's a zombie? I love that.
So zombied is when you have that first date and then you hear nothing from that person. You get ghosted, officially ghosted. There's no text saying, hey, it's not gonna work out. You get ghosted. But then a month later, they come back. And act as if nothing's happened.
You know, that's a tactic I use to get you.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And the phone call or the connection would always come around 3 a.m.
That is so untrue.
Oh, 3 a.m. Like, oh, so what's on your mind, I'd say. And she'd say, let me come over and we'll talk.
Okay, and none of that is true.
Including what you said to get me. None of that's true.
None of that is true. I'm just saying that you know, I saw you coming a mile away.
Did you?
Yeah, and I was like, this is a guy that is used to women being available to him all the time. Whenever he wants, whatever he wants, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to be unbothered. And so when he calls me, maybe I'll call him back. Maybe I'll wait a few days. Maybe I'll wait a week. Maybe I'll wait a month.
She does that now. We're in our 28th year of marriage, technically speaking. But on the flip side, so I'll text and I'll call, and sometimes you don't respond.
Sometimes I'm working.
Yeah, and sometimes so am I.
I understand that.
But then if I don't text back right away, I'll get question mark, question mark, question mark.
You're confusing me with Lola.
No, you do that. You're like, hello.
When I call you or question you or text you, it's because, say, you've gone to the doctor because something hurts. There's an ache or a pain. You're getting an MRI. How did the doctor go? No response. Are you still there? No response. Question mark. I'm not saying, what are y'all doing? Question mark. I'm not asking you what you're up to. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, how much longer you're going to be around.
You see what happens, people, when social media comes around and society takes away the human communication of, or takes away the skill of human communication. You see what happens when doing something natural, like just talking to each other, is taken away. Even on the phone, you start relying on texting, it turns into all these little miscommunication moments, all these little hiccups that can blow up and turn into stupid little petty fights and arguments. This is what happens when you take away a simple life necessity, like talking voice to voice, like voice communication, like talking and listening. You're relying on words and reading. And you're giving people the option of ignoring you. And then people can make up excuses and lies as to why they're ignoring you. And you never know if they're lying or if they're telling the truth. If you're on the phone with someone and you call them and you talk to them and you said, hey, you went to the doctor today, how's it going? And then they just sit there quiet on the other end of the phone for 3 hours, something's going to be wrong. 100%, point blank, period. You know something's going to be wrong. Like, why? What the hell? Why are you just on the phone for 3 hours not saying anything? You can't say, oh, sorry, I was working and then I went to the bathroom. No, what? You were on the phone with me. That doesn't make sense. But with texting, you can make that lie up, you know? And that's why texting and relying on emails and social media posts to communicate about real life is going to end up fucking up more lives than it is going to be helping. It's going to cause more. It's going to cause more marriages, but it's also going to cause more divorces. Or ironically, it might cause less divorces because there's going to be less face-to-face arguing because it's hard to argue with a bunch of fucking Japanese cartoons.
So, spitballing onto that article.
Yes.
I've got a great one.
Tell me.
Okay, because I don't know how many of you are in relationships, but a Harvard-trained psychologist says if you use any of these 9 phrases every day, your relationship is more successful than most.
Okay.
Okay? People here, are you in relationships?
There's a happy couple right there. There's a happy couple right there.
Yeah. So
Tell me.
I want to know how you feel about this because I was backstage dying. I don't know, honey. I think it could go at any time.
Really?
Yeah. Our bubble could burst at any time. I appreciate your effort.
Wait, that's something you should say?
Yeah. If you said that to me, I swear I would leave the room.
Like I come down, you've made me breakfast. She makes a great breakfast in the mornings on Sundays, pancakes, eggs. And if I said, I appreciate the effort.
Oh my gosh, forget it.
Yeah.
Plates would be flying.
Flying, yeah. Give me that one.
Help me better understand this.
Because saying I appreciate the effort is kind of a polite way of saying, like, this doesn't look good. Like, this result isn't good, but you tried. You know? If you tried to paint a picture of a dog and you gave it to someone and someone thought it was a dolphin, you would say, well, I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the sentiment. Like, you tried to, like, you know, give me something nice and you failed. That's what it means. It means you just failed. When you say I appreciate the effort, what you're really saying is you just failed at what you tried to attempt. Oh my God, I swear to God.
Breakfast in the mornings on Sundays, pancakes, eggs. And if I said, I appreciate the effort.
Oh my gosh, forget it.
Yeah.
Plates would be flying.
Flying, yeah. Give me that one.
Help me better understand this.
Are you asking for like how to use a screwdriver or how to get the internet running again?
I'm asking you to mansplain something.
Yes.
Help me better understand
No.
this.
No.
Okay, this is one that you do use, but you say it differently.
Okay.
I'm listening.
It's usually like this. I'm listening.
That's not what you say. You'll say to me, go on.
Well, that's when you're digging your own grave. I say, go on. Go on. Go on.
Right. Like, why are you late to dinner when you knew my parents were coming over? Well, I went to the store, all right, and I was trying to get rice and beans and cilantro, and I was trying to get the sugar and the flour and the butter, and there was a line. Go on. No, he goes, I'm listening. And so I waited in line. There was an express line. The line was long. I went in the shorter line, but there was a girl that was taking forever. And I didn't want to switch lines by the time I realized that the shorter line was going to take longer because some old lady was taking forever looking for her coupons. So by the time I got out, I got on 15th Street. And when I got on 15th, there was some construction. So I had to make a little detour. And then, yeah, I'm listening. Like, you're an hour and a half late. You're only a mile and a half away. And then there was this little boutique, little store that had a grand opening, and they said that for the opening day only, it was 30% off. I'm listening. And all I wanted to do was go in and look because I knew that I wanted some stuff, and there was this hat I liked. They didn't have the size. This girl was taking forever, and I just wanted to try on a couple shirts because I wouldn't be able to get the sale. Go on. Like she's basically admitting how instead of just saying I went to this store, I went shopping, and I got carried away with my shopping, and that's why I'm an hour and a half late to your parents' dinner. But she's trying to make it seem like it's not my fault that the girl that the worker at the clothing store at the boutique couldn't find the hat in my size or couldn't find the shirts I was looking for. She was supposed to go in the back and be back in like a minute or two. It took her 15 minutes. It's not my fault that the worker was taking forever, right? It's not my fault that I decided to park, across the street and I forgot my cash and I had to go. It's not my fault. It is your fault because you should have just came straight home, right? Go on. Like, keep going. Keep on going with this lie that you're telling me you're trying to sell me on. Keep on giving me this fake bullshit.
Well, that's when you're digging your own grave. I say, go on.
Digging your own grave.
And then when he says, and then when she'd be like, so I got an idea. If we're going to go to this restaurant in Jersey, we should leave early. Let's leave around 4:00 because if we leave at 4:00, we could get ahead of any traffic. And then when we get off at, Verlander Street, we'll be able to take a shortcut and we could stop by and we could, and then we might be able to go and maybe get some like fresh produce. There's a produce stand and he'll be, there's a produce stand. And then he'll say, I'm listening. I'm listening. And what that means is no. Because she's trying to say instead of leaving at 6:00 to get to the restaurant by 7:30 for dinner at 8, let's leave at 4:00 so we don't have to sit in traffic for 45 minutes. And then we'll be really, really early, but at least we won't have to wait in traffic and put up with that stress. So then we'll get to Jersey like at 5, and then we could go shopping at a produce stand and buy vegetables and put them in the car. And he's like, I'm listening. But from the very beginning, he knows where this plane is landing. And he knows at the end, no matter what she says, he's going to say no. But he's going to let her finish out of love and respect. And she will spend 10 minutes knowing that she is never going to sell this. She is selling a used car to someone without a license. And he's saying, but he's going to be like, I'm listening. Like, I'm listening. I'm listening. Do you waste your time? Go ahead. I'm listening. Like, I'm not interested, but I'm paying attention. And then at the finally end, he goes, no, I'm listening. Maybe instead of going straight to Hawaii, what if we connect? What if we went from New York to Virginia and Virginia to Texas? We could go from Texas to Utah. We'll be in Utah for 4 hours, but maybe we can get, we could actually leave the airport and take some pictures in front of a mountain, and then we'll go from Utah to Hawaii the next morning, and it'll take an extra day, but, I'm listening. And then from Utah, we'll go to California and we'll spend the night in California and then leave early. But instead of, $2,500 a ticket, it'll only be $800. We'll save $1,700 a ticket. Yeah, no. I'm listening. And we'll save money. I'm listening. We'll save $3,400. I'm listening. No. That kind of a thing. So that's great.
Exhibit A. Yeah.
Here's one. I'm sorry.
Oh, I say that a lot.
Yes, you do.
Kelly is like one of those old, like when Fonzie couldn't say "I love you." Yeah,
No, he couldn't say I'm sorry. He couldn't say I'm sorry.
No, I think it was "I love you."
Or was it I was wrong?
I was wrong, or something like that.
Yeah.
When you and sorry are similar, have a similar difficult.
Again, confusing shows. I think the thing is, well, actually that is from a John Leguizamo special, a one-man show, John Leguizamo special from like 20 years ago, Now, I don't know if he got that idea from a 1970s TV show that they're talking about, and he just stole it and incorporated it into his show. Or if this guy saw John Leguizamo's special and he's confusing it with Fonzie saying I was wrong. But again, sitting there, he's approaching us saying, hey, I know something. And then he goes to tell you something, and he doesn't even got his facts straight. He goes, oh, trust me, Lear. Let me tell you about how making apple pie works. The first thing you have to do is get a crust. And to make the crust, you got to go buy like, I don't know, you buy like Crisco, and I think you got to buy some, you buy like sugar and baking soda and like nutmeg, and you buy like a whole bunch of spices. Buy like allspice, and you get a little bit of you get like, I don't know, and then you get apples, and what you do is you take the apples, you got to like chop them up, and then you like throw them in the oven, and then you got to mush them, and you put like some salt and pepper in them, and it's like, what are you talking about? You're talking about making apple pie. He's so confident. I got a great recipe for apple pie. You remember when you used to make apple pie and you used to wake up, right? And there'd be like apple pie and there'd be like salt and pepper on it. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like he's so confident. And then when he starts describing what he wants to describe, he doesn't even think about how he's going to look. He just rolls with it and then embarrasses himself by not even knowing what he's talking about. He's so concerned about his image. He he's so concerned about his present image. He doesn't even take into consideration what his future image is going to look like by his present mistake and failure on his attempt to secure the view of his present image by his peers and strangers across the country. Oh my God.
Wrong.
I was wrong, or something like that.
Yeah.
When you and Sorry have a similar difficulty. But I know I'm not alone. I'm looking at every guy here. Yes, I'm looking at every guy here. There's a few of us. Early on, I thought, gosh, I must be the only one that experiences that. And then I go outside and I see a bunch of other guys shaking their head. They're just walking through the streets, just shaking their head like this. And I go, I am not alone. Like when you go to the mall and you see all those guys waiting and sitting there, we're just waiting with the purse next to them. I'm like, sometimes I just want to go there and hug that guy and say,
you should start a male empowerment support.
yeah, we are. We don't need one. We have one already.
You want to hear the next one?
Yeah, tell me.
I can forgive you. Can you forgive me?
Oh, that's a good one.
But that would require us being sorry.
Yes.
That's when the guy messes up and Mark gets busted. He got busted spending like $5,000 and like losing 50 grand or $500,000 at the casino. $500,000 is the number for them. He loses $500,000 at the casino. She's like, what the hell? You're only supposed to spend like 100 tops. Like you were supposed to spend 25 and maybe 100 if it called for it. You spent $537,000 on the roulette table? And he goes, babe, I can forgive you. Can you forgive me? You know, you've made mistakes in your life and I forgive you. Can you forgive me? Right? But he's like, I'm not sorry. That's my money. I make my own money too. He'd be like, you know what, Kelly? I know you're the breadwinner, but I make my own bank too, mommy. I know you make more than me, but that doesn't mean I don't make any. Damn it. I am an Emmy Award nominated actor.
You want to hear the next one?
Yeah,
in my dreams.
I can forgive you. Can you forgive me?
Oh, that's a good one.
But that would require us being sorry.
Yes.
Which we're not. I'm committed to you.
It's weird. Give me another one.
Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. No, I don't like that one. I like this one. Isn't this fun?
That's a better one.
This is fun, right?
This is fun, right?
This is fun, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is fun.
And then finally, and possibly not surprising, I love you.
Oh yeah, that's
We say that.
Yeah.
We say that constantly.
Yeah.
We say that enough to make up for the other 8 ones we don't say.
Right. And then at the end, but look when she says I love you, look what she does. She has to like tap him on the arm. And that's like a sign. That's like a live theater. That's a sign to your partner on stage when you're doing live theater to be like, hey, I got an idea. Roll with it. Like I'm gonna improvise something. Just roll with it and be positive and play along. Okay, like hey, I'm gonna hit you in the arm. You know, and so when she has to do that to him, when she says I love you, like hey, I'm about to say this, play along with me, and let's not ruin the illusion on TV. Like you shouldn't have to tap him to be like, hey, I'm gonna say this, and
That's a better one.
This is fun, right?
This is fun, right?
This is fun, right?
Yeah.
all the
Oh my
other
God, this is
ones,
fun.
nothing.
And then finally,
Oh, dear.
and possibly not surprising, I love you.
Oh yeah, that's
See?
Say that.
yeah.
We
See
say
right
that.
there? She touches him and says, huh? We say that. We say that all the time. What that means, that tap is because they don't say it all the time. But what that tap to him means, like, just agree with what I say. Like, don't you dare say, no, we don't. We don't say it all, or say, well, we don't say it all the time. She's like, hey, she taps him and says, hey, we say that all the time. Oh, yeah. You know, I caught a 25-pound fish, and she taps him. Oh, yeah, she did. You should have seen it. You know, oh.
And then finally, and possibly not surprising, I love you.
Oh yeah, that's
We say that.
Yeah.
We say that constantly.
Yeah.
We say that enough to make
And
up.
then he goes, yeah. See, even his answer, he's like, yeah, like we made a pizza. We made this lasagna, this recipe. Like she's at a dinner party telling people, me and Mark, we looked at this recipe for lasagna and we made it from scratch. And then he taps her, goes, they were so good. Like they were so good, weren't they? And he goes, yeah, they were good. Yep. I'm just saying, yeah. Whatever she wants to say, that tap means I'm about to lie. Don't bust me and agree with my lie.
right.
This is fun,
Yeah.
right?
This is fun, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is fun.
Listen, here we go.
And then finally, and possibly not surprising, I love you.
Oh yeah,
We say that.
We say that.
Yeah.
We say that.
We say that.
constantly.
Yeah.
We say that
constantly.
enough
Yeah.
to make up
Yeah.
for the other 8 ones
Yeah.
we don't.
I like that.
But I want you
like
to
that.
know that I forgive you for any future thing.
And I appreciate your effort. That was a good one. Do you want your child to be a big earner? Apparently, you should name them this.
Oh,
There's a lot of things to
you
consider.
mean names?
Names. There's a lot of
Okay.
things to consider when you're naming a child, but there's certain names that will help them be more successful. Consider earning potential.
Okay.
Ready?
Ben Franklin.
Jeff Bezos. The research found that the top boys' names with earning potential were Mateo.
That's a good one.
James, Oliver, while the top girls' names were Evelyn. Isn't that Annie Cohen's mom?
Yeah.
Evelyn,
Evelyn.
yes. Emma, and Amelia.
This is kind of weird and sad news. Engagement ring sales plummet. And everyone is blaming COVID-19. Yeah, Rose. Yeah, right. You think it has nothing to do with COVID? You think men are just cheap? Yeah. I didn't get an engagement ring, but we didn't get engaged in our defense.
In our defense, it wasn't really an engagement. I asked you to marry me. We got married the next day in Vegas.
Yeah. So no engagement ring required.
No, but I gave you something later on that, yeah, you don't like to wear it so much.
No,
You think it's showy.
I do. I think it's showy.
It's not very showy. I think it fits your hand. It's nice.
She's not wearing the ring because it's too showy. She's not wearing the ring because she's afraid
Engaged.
she'll lose it. And she's probably right. She will lose it.
Engagement. I asked you to marry me. We got married the next day in Vegas.
Yeah. So no engagement ring required.
No, but I gave you something later on.
Dick.
I don't like to wear it so much.
No,
You think it's showy?
I do. I think it's showy.
It's not very showy. I think it fits your hand. It's nice.
I know, but I still think it's showy. Oh, we've got a huge show
Yeah.
today. From The Walking Dead, Dead City, Lauren Cohan is here.
That's great. We also have Bridget Moynahan.
And Dr. Doris Day is here. She's going to give us answers to how to help with our summer skin problems.
Oh, good. What time is it?
You tell me.
It's time for Lives Brighten Your Day trivia.
That was our trivia dancer, Paul Herman, really phoning it in from Georgia.
I think he's doing a great job.
Kind of looks like Larry.
Larry from Three Stooges.
Day trivia.
That was our trivia dancer.
That's like he's still back in the early 80s doing the Michael Jackson.
It's time for Lives Brighten Your Day trivia.
That was our trivia dancer, Paul Herman, really phoning it in from Georgia.
I think he's doing a great job.
Kind of looks like Larry David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do we have on the phone? We have Renee Minnemeyer from Climo.
No.
Minnemeyer
Climo.
Climo. Sorry, Minnemeyer Climo from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, who watches us on WTAB. Hi, Renee.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. I'm about to brighten your day. You're about to brighten my day. You have given us two statements. One's true, one's false. We have to figure out which one's true. If you stump us, you get this.
Wow. Bathe in its majesty.
Here are your two statements. I've been to every Super Bowl in which the Pittsburgh Steelers have played.
Okay.
Okay. Or John Mellencamp offered my husband $500 to shave his head.
Correct.
All right.
All right, here's the deal. The first Steelers Super Bowl was in like the 70s. So this girl had to have been a little kid, if she was even alive, when the Steelers won their first Super Bowl, and maybe first two because they won back-to-back. Then there was a break, and then they won another back-to-back. So when they won their first two, if she was alive, she had to be 3 years old at the most, which means that either her parents had to take her to the game, which could be, right? And what are the chances parents are taking their little kid to the Super Bowl? Well, back in the 70s, that might have been an easier thing to do. You know what I mean? You know, it wasn't as in high demand. It was an easier ticket to get. It was a lot cheaper ticket to get. So that is a possibility, a very low possibility at that, if she was even alive. But to go to all, like, every Steelers Super Bowl they've been in, even though, like, they lost? I don't think they've lost one. So I think that's 6 Super Bowls. Okay. As an adult, okay. But as a kid, you had to have diehard parents, or unless you had a family member that worked for the Steelers and you had free tickets when you were a kid. That makes sense. You had a family member that worked. They gave your parents free tickets and they took you as a kid. John Mellencamp offered my husband $500 to shave his head. Who knows? It could have been a concert. They could have talked real quick. And her husband could have long hair. Believe it or not, this could have happened. Way more likely to happen than this is. Just because of the gaps between the Steelers winning Super Bowls in the 70s and the Super Bowls in the 90s and then in the 2000s. As an adult, I mean, you have to have gone as a kid. Fine, your parents took you, but then what about in the 90s when you're in your 20s? Did you really make that much money to go, or did you again have a relative that was working for the Steelers and you got free tickets? That's the only thing that's going to get me is if she got free tickets. I'm going to say the number suggests that didn't happen, so I'm going to say that has been to every Steelers Super Bowl is a lie, and I'm going to say, is it true that John Mellencamp offered your husband $500 to shave his head? This is my first impression guess for the truth. Put in the comments. And I think he should get onto that. He should ask questions about the Super Bowl. How old were you when you went to your first one? How'd that happen?
In which the Pittsburgh Steelers have played.
Yes, and I think he'll get that right. He'll agree with me. He'll guess that. And I think we'll both get it right this time.
In which the Pittsburgh Steelers have played.
Okay.
Okay. Or John Mellencamp offered my husband $500 to shave his head.
Correct.
All right.
So John Mellencamp wanted to shave your husband's head, or John Mellencamp wanted your husband to shave John Mellencamp's head?
The offer was, would you shave your head for $500?
Got it.
Got it. I see that you kind of threw a little red herring here.
Here's the deal. Already you're mixing up her stories. It says on the TV, John Mellencamp offered my husband $500 to shave his head. That's not true. He didn't offer. What you just said, he said was, would you shave your head for $500? That sounds to me like a hypothetical question where he just asked him, hey, if someone offered you $500 for you to shave your own head, like said, hey, if you shave your head, I'll give you $500. If anyone in the world offered you that, would you do it? That doesn't mean, hey, I'll give you $500 if you shave your head. And it even makes it seem like he said, I'll give you $500 if you let me shave your head. But it could have been at a bar 30 years ago, 35 years ago in Indiana or something. But the way the story is presented on TV and the way she described it verbally, two different stories, man. Two different stories.
You got the little terrible towel.
Absolutely. Goes with me everywhere.
I believe that you're a Steelers fan. I believe. How many Super Bowls have you been to?
I have been to all 8 of the Steelers Super Bowls, although I like to maybe forget the 2 that we lost.
It's been 8.
On a side note, and this really has nothing to do with anything, but are you on like the Venice canals with your terrible towel?
I am in Venice with the terrible towel.
Wow. Is that Vegas or?
That is devotion. That's devotion.
I take it everywhere.
How did you meet John Mellencamp?
So I won a contest on the local radio station for front row seats and backstage passes.
Oh.
And when we went backstage, John Mellencamp's my favorite. So I made sure that I was going to be right next to him when they took the group photo. Next to me was my husband, who had long hair at the time. Mm-hmm. And the only thing John said was he turned to my husband and said, would you shave your head for $500?
That makes sense.
Interesting.
You're good. He's good. Yeah. You're good. I appreciate your game.
Well,
I really do. All right, should I pick which one I think is true?
Yes, it's Monday. It's your turn to pick.
I think John Mellencamp offered to pay $500.
Yeah.
I agree.
That is correct.
Yep.
Yeah. You lost the mug, but you get a chance to win a great prize. Deja's going to speak to you to play for it. Rename the name.
Okay, you're playing for a trip for 2 to the Pineapple Beach Club in Antigua. 7 days, 6 nights in a beachfront room. It's all inclusive. It's a prize valued at $8,000. You have 20 seconds and only one guest. Renee, good luck.
All right, Renee, here we go. We had Lizzie Kaplan on the show. What did we say is the name of Lizzie's son?
Oh, it's Deuteronomy.
Lizzie's son's name is Elfie.
Yes.
Congratulations. You and a guest will enjoy 7 days and 6 nights at Pineapple Beach Club, Antigua's most laid-back, all-inclusive resort. Pineapple Beach Club is a tropical hideaway fronted by a quarter-mile arc of powdery white sand beach and turquoise blue water. Guests enjoy an authentic Caribbean vibe with stunning service, unlimited non-motorized water sports, and romantic seaside dining at its finest. Your prize is valued at approximately $8,100.
Renee,
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I want to say, Mark, you're doing a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Renee.
Thanks for playing, Renee. We'll see you next time. Coming up next, Lauren Cohan.
Still ahead on Live from Blue Bloods, Bridget Moynahan. We'll give you answers to solve your summer skin problems. And coming up next from The Walking Dead, Lauren Cohan.
I'm still tasting.
Back in like 92 or 94 was. I want to say 92 when they signed, the year they signed Bobby Bonilla. They signed Bobby Bonilla. I want to say they signed Eddie Murray. And I want to say they signed a pitcher. I want to say they signed Brett Saber, maybe? I think they signed Brett
Barbecue for the Troops community events. Find an event near you at drivechicago.com.
Welcome back to the show. Hey, everybody. The tomorrow show, Winston Duke is
And
here.
we have Carson Kressley.
And Steve Patterson gets to know the dogs of New York. Gentlemen, you give him all the best assignments. All the best. All right, she's a lovely and talented actor who's reprising her role as Maggie on the new series Walking Dead, Dead City. Please welcome back to Live, Lauren Cohan.
You guys look so good together. I just have to say.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you should be together.
We've been thinking about getting married.
Yeah. Let me know how it
You know,
goes.
when we didn't tell anybody we got married, and for like a month, and well, when back in the day, and they said you guys should get married.
Yeah,
You
people
guys
kept
should
telling
get
us we should
married.
get married, and we were married.
And as soon as we
Yeah.
told them we were married, they're like, "Why did you do that?"
It's such a weird psychological experiment to play.
Wait. I want to. Sorry, you can ask
No,
me questions, but I want to know why you didn't tell anybody.
We were
We
25.
were also working together. We were working together.
It wasn't like, why did you do that? Like, why did you get married? Is why did you do that? Like, why did you go to Vegas and elope and get married without your friends and family?
Yeah, people
guys
kept
should
telling
get
us we
married.
should get married, and we were married.
And as soon as we
Yeah.
told them we were married, they're like, "Why did you do that?"
It's such a weird psychological experiment to play.
Wait. I want to. Sorry, you can ask me questions, but I want to know why you didn't tell anybody.
We were 25.
We were also working together. We were working together, and we didn't
No, yeah.
necessarily want people to look at us differently.
It influences how people
It
think,
does.
whether they mean to or not. So
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So summer is finally here.
I know.
You're a fan of summer, aren't you?
I'm a fan of summer, but I try to be more wintry in my habits,
In your skincare.
in my skincare.
People will give you preferential treatment, but at the same time, people will take the time and effort to hate you more
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
and exclude you from activities. Like, don't invite them; they're married.
So summer is finally here.
I know.
You're a fan of summer, aren't you?
I'm a fan of summer, but I try to be more wintry in my habits,
In your skincare.
in my skincare. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is the show for you today.
Good.
Yeah, we've got.
Am I going to get scolded?
Yes.
It depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you wear sunscreen?
I wear sunscreen, but I went to my dermatologist and she said you don't come nearly enough just to get your moles checked.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, but that's
So-
exhausting.
I know.
Mole checks are exhausting, and they're always popping up.
Yeah. And she smacks them all before she looks at it. And I'm like, is this necessary? No, just kidding.
I often tell people this. You grew up in New Jersey.
Yes.
Where? What part of New Jersey?
Cherry Hill. We're not far from
You
here.
guys are neighbors.
We're neighbors.
Yeah.
So I know Jersey Shore kids, we were thrown out there into the pool, into the ocean, no sunscreen,
Yeah.
no life raft,
Yeah.
no hat. Just go.
Just go. Yeah.
Figure it
Like your
out.
mom was putting olive oil on her skin
Yeah, of
and
course.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom put olive oil on my skin.
She did. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you're nice and supple now.
Yeah.
So, did you used to get terrible sunburns?
No, I used to get amazing suntan from swim team, like the little X on the back. I don't know
You
if
got like
sure.
oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So you end up with like a really great tan, but then this giant white X and white blonde hair and
From the chlorine.
from the chlorine. Yeah, it was really cute.
How's Grandma Jean doing? Is she still in
She's
Jersey?
good. Yeah. She's good. She's so excited. We're filming our new show in Jersey, and she was like, I told them to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to see her now.
Yes.
That's great.
I know. She is number one sun cautious, actually.
So
is
so
the
it
thing.
starts at the head of the family. So she passed it on.
Yes. I
Oh,
think
that's so good.
Tell us about Grandpa David. I heard he was quite
so this is
crafty.
my grandfather on the other side, and he will be so happy that we're talking about it.
I know we heard
Yes,
like
it's an
the
interesting
other
story.
grandparents wanted also recognition.
the act.
Okay, so he also wrote to you and
Yes,
said,
he did.
yeah. Okay,
He writes into our email.
but he changes his
Yeah,
email every
exactly.
time to
Yes.
make sure that you read it. He is, I think, one of the most like influential creative influences in our family. He is an accountant and actuary by trade, but he wrote like ballets, operas.
Wow.
For every birth or every special occasion in our family, he wrote a piece of music, painted a picture, and he just sort of instilled that in everybody. And during COVID, we had this photo contest thing that I think I told you about. And then after COVID, he and my aunts and uncles and mom escalated it to a festival of arts and crafts.
You had a festival?
A festival we have now twice a year.
Just in your family?
Just my family and my extended family. And it's like an event. I mean, it's not Burning Man, but it's close.
I feel like I got screwed. We have deviled eggs. Like that's as much as our family is willing to like go out of their way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Maybe he needs to write the emails to them.
That would be incredible.
Yeah,
Yes.
with a guidebook. Yeah. So everybody contributes, and it's pretty amazing. It's one of those things that sometimes is like, is this real? And then you're so glad that you have it. And then it's happening.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, we have to take a commercial break. We're going to come back and learn more about the zombies of New York City. When we return, stick around. Not the zombies.
Still ahead on Live from Blue Bloods, Bridget Moynahan.
Black stockings and like wearing a purse, like she dressed up like she was going to a hoity-toity high, like a Manhattan party where there were rich people. Like she just was, like she was going, you know what I mean? Like she was going to do some weird.
Well, nothing's easier than saving money with Insure on the spot. Get your free auto insurance quote in just 2 minutes. So what are you waiting for? Call Chicagoland's #1 auto insurance agency today.
I tried to make him hide. By then, I could have said left and he'd go right just to spite me. And he went and grabbed a shovel and a brick like that was going to do anything. I told him he was stupid. He told me to get off his damn back for once. And that is the last thing that we said to each other.
That's a scene from Walking Dead, Dead City. Now, is it a spin-off?
Kids, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, when I tell you that just watching the little clip for a promo fills me with dread.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean? I get anxious all over again, and I start feeling like they're coming for us.
Yeah. And now they're in New York, so
Well, we knew they would get to New York. We knew.
Well,
It was
they've
just a
always
matter
been
of
in New
time.
York.
Yes, this is true. Now they're just out in the open in New York.
Yeah.
So, tell us about the new series. It's really Maggie and Negan centric.
Yes, yeah, and it is a spin-off, sorry. We basically cut to a few years later. And the last time we saw them, they were sort of like agreeing to disagree. I think she made the piece that she thought she could make with him to get on with her life, but still not really processing what had happened, as I think would be hard to do. And now we pick up and there's a mission that requires them to work together, and they're in a very, very hostile environment. Neither one of them have ever been to New York, but they've heard the stories and kind of even as kids dreamed of going there. And then you obviously meet a very different New York. So it's been so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. So, Yeah.
Do you hear that zombie song? If I can eat you there, I can eat anybody. Look for that on iTunes.
Yeah.
No, but what's the difference between shooting in Georgia and shooting in New York? Because I always think of New York as like its own co-star.
Right.
You know?
And it totally is. And I think that we did that when we met. When we started the show in Georgia, we definitely tried to have the environment be, another person, another character in it. And then in New York, it's sort of the same thing. And especially in season 1, it's like you're meeting this really foreboding person,
Yeah.
and the people that we also meet here are other nemesis. There's Maggie and Negan are at odds, but there are other evils that we soon discover. Maybe we have already discovered by this point. But anyway, so now I forgot what I was going to say, but that's okay.
Of all the things you can't say. There's so many secrets, right?
Yeah, there's one part of my brain that I actually wired.
Yeah, don't worry.
Just kidding.
Don't worry. They'll hit us with a stun gun if we step over the AMC line.
Yes.
They know what we're allowed to say, what we're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something. Somebody that's been working in this building for 23 years, I can tell you with complete certainty, there are no less than 10 to 12 zombies as we speak right here in this. Oh my gosh. They've been here all along.
So please stick around and help us.
Yes.
After we go to commercial, we gotta take a break. The Walking Dead, Dead City airs Sunday on AMC and AMC Plus. Next, Bridget Moynahan. Stick around.
Tomorrow on Live, Winston Duke.
It's Empire Today.
Oh my gosh, what happened? She used to be so cute in Sex in the City, and then she fucked Tom Brady, and now she's in her 50s and she's dressing like a 70-year-old. She totally just gave up and just leaned into her age. Oh my gosh. She used to be so hot on Sex in the City. Bridget Moynahan used to be so hot in Sex in the City, and now she's in her 50s dressing now she looks like my grade school librarian who's not even trying. That is the way someone dresses that is either A, in such a solid relationship she doesn't have to do anything to impress her partner, or she just gave up on relationship. She's like, look, I got my kids, I got my career, I got money. I don't want a man. I am happy being single, rich, and and that is a girl who is sleeping with random older. That is a girl who sleeps with random 65 and above older men. Oh gosh, she's just letting her gray hair flow.
Welcome back. She's an actress, producer, and director.
Glasses, gray hair.
Every week.
She's not
on
even
Blue
trying
Bloods.
to change
Please
for
welcome
TV.
Bridget Moynahan. Nice to see you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Summer is
Summer's
happening.
full-fledged
It's
right now.
happening. What are your plans? Do you get a break? Does your show get a hiatus?
I'm on break.
Oh, great.
I've been on break since April.
Oh,
Nice.
amazing.
And I've been doing a lot of traveling. So for summer, real summer, when the kids are out, I said no more travel.
Oh,
Yeah, I just
they
wanna-
must be bummed about that.
I'll be happier about that.
Yeah, right, okay.
So we're just gonna bike and play golf and play pickleball.
They're bummed.
And just chill.
Pickleball.
Pickleball.
Okay.
Are you into it?
I'm into it. Are you into it?
We haven't tried it.
Oh my
People
gosh.
are trying to get us to do it.
Yes.
We play tennis poorly.
Okay, yeah. Stop
Excellent.
saying
You're gonna
we
be
play
perfect.
tennis. We've had 3 tennis lessons in our lives collectively.
You guys are the perfect couple to come play with us.
Okay.
We'll totally take advantage
I'm
of
concerned.
you.
I'm concerned about us playing together because you need a little. I mean, I'm not a big concern, but I've got a long wing.
Keep digging yourself out.
Long wingspan. I can get to the balls.
Okay.
Go on.
But I've got a long wing.
Keep digging.
Go on.
Long wingspan. I can get to the balls.
Go on. I'm listening.
Not sure.
You know what?
I'm not sure. but she's quick.
I feel like there should be like one of those flags from football. We should get one of those for the set.
I'm not even going to respond to it because I'm just going to let it lay there. I'll let Twitter do its thing.
Yes.
If you weren't acting, I'm curious. If you weren't acting, because I think of you as like being somebody who has had longevity in a career. Like people don't have longevity in acting. There's like non-working actors and like the lucky handful of actors who work on everything forever. If you weren't acting, what would you be doing?
I would be taking care of Tom Brady's children and drinking myself to death before bed.
I wanted to be a dentist. I wanted to clean people's teeth. That sounds really weird, but yeah.
But
No kidding.
Not a cleaner or a hygienist, but a dentist.
Well, yeah, I really like cleaning teeth. Like I used to put up like a hut in my bedroom and get some like utensils from the kitchen. I don't know what they were, and I would clean my brother's teeth.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How are your brother's teeth?
They're actually not so good. So I'm just putting this together. I could be responsible. Yeah. It's really best I went into this.
Yeah. Your son Jack, does he dream of being a dentist?
Yeah, what is he?
Is he
going to follow in your footsteps?
I don't know. I don't think he's expressed any dental dreams. And I
Why
really
the hell
think
would he? He's grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth. His mom's on TV. His dad's the greatest quarterback in the history of the world. You think he wants to be a dentist? No one grows up with parents that are worth a combined $500 million. It says, I want to be a dentist. Get the fuck out of here. He wants to be a fucking football player, an athlete in another sport. He wants to be a social media influencer, or he wants to be an actor. Unless he's got that music gene, but he wants to be famous. That's what he wants to be. Don't sugarcoat it. I'm listening. Go on. Come on.
How are your brother's teeth?
they're actually not so good. So I'm just putting this together. I could be responsible. Yeah. It's really best I went into this.
Yeah.
Your son Jack, does he dream of being a dentist?
Yeah, what is he? Is he going to follow in your?
I'm sorry. I got to rewind it and see how the brother works in. I know. Poor all 10 people watching.
Like a hut in my bedroom and get some like utensils from the kitchen. I don't know what they were, and I would clean my brother's teeth.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How are your brother's teeth?
They're actually not so good. So I'm just putting this together. I could be responsible. Yeah. It's really best I went into this.
Yeah.
Your son Jack, does he dream of being a dentist?
Yeah, what is he? Is he going to follow in your footsteps?
I don't know. I don't think he's expressed any dental dreams. And I really think that he's kind of like that normal kid who doesn't really know what he wants to do yet. And I think that's okay.
Yes.
And I certainly don't want to put any pressure on him to do
Dad
what
to
I
pay
do
for
or
his
what his
way while he
father does, or,
Yeah. Does he play football?
Look, that's what he tells you. I don't know what I want to do yet. And that'll only work so long. What happens when he's 30? I'm not really sure. I'm bouncing between this. You know what he wants to do? He wants mommy and daddy to give him a lifetime allowance and pay his way while he gets drunk, high, and fucks a lot of bitches. He goes on dating sites and fucking sites and says, I'm Tom Brady's son. Wanna fuck? And he has ladies lining up. And that's all he's going to do until you fucking cut him off. That's what's going to happen. That's what he wants to do.
Does he play football? Does he throw
wants
the
to be a
ball?
whore, just like his mother.
He's more of a basketball player.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he loves basketball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, basketball and lacrosse right now. So,
Oh, right.
Great sports.
Yeah, fun.
And you also play Keanu Reeves' wife in John Wick. He's been here on our show, and he's always the nicest guy.
Yeah.
The chillest guy.
Yeah.
The most normal guy. So what's he like in real life?
He's, from my experience, he's mellow and normal and nice.
Yeah, so that's not an act.
No, it's not an act.
Yeah.
And I have to say, my cousin, who was a waitress out in LA, said he would always go into the same coffee shop where she worked and would always leave the most generous tip, even like 30 years ago. So
yeah,
I never show my son any of my work. And
But this is cool.
But that
This
was
is
like,
cool.
and it's not like I had a lot in the John Wick 4, but I was like, let's go to the premiere. So we went and we saw, obviously, Keanu, and he came out. He's like, wife. Husband. I said, I want you to meet my son. He goes, that could have been our son. I'm like, yeah. But we were both looking up at Jack.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That's such a good rumor, though. We should start that rumor.
Yes, you guys start the rumor. But we'll be right back in a moment with Bridget Moynahan. Yeah.
It's a Right in Your Day web trivia, and you can have the chance to win a $500 appliance package from Cuisinart. Just go to our website to enter today. Next live, Ryan Seacrest is back as guest co-host with Winston Duke.
Very chic.
Very stylish. You're very much into fashion style. I think you guys should keep going.
Plus, Carson Kressley.
The man with the...
So they make it the Live with Kelly and Mark show, but they still have Ryan coming. But by changing the name legally or technically to Kelly and Mark, Mark gets a production credit and a lot of money goes to him. They just rearranged the payment structure. Oh, fucking shit.
More advancements means more treatment options, and more options means more hope. Call now.
Karen, we just picked up a guy.
I know Tyler Green, and there's nothing I can do to change it. I followed protocol.
Meaning she's not in the mood to help either of us.
Are you kidding me? I am sick and tired of the two of you feeling like you can come up here anytime and complain about what you think is wrong with the system. So how about this? The revolving door is now shut. Go to any other ADA with your complaints, but do not come to me.
That's Blue Buds.
Which will be back for season 14 this fall.
Did you ever think it'd go that long?
Geez, we were just lucky to get out of the pilot stage. I mean, I don't think anyone could put any faith in a show running a year or let alone 14. So we feel very blessed.
When did you know you had a hit? Because I always feel like actors wait for the other shoe to drop. So yeah, sure, we're a hit on season 1, but season 2.
I didn't sell my house in LA until about 5 or 6. So I was like, well, and you know the second you sell the house, it's going to get canceled.
Right, of course.
So yeah, we lucked out. I don't know.
Will you keep directing? I know you directed last season.
I directed the last 2 seasons, and I'm going to direct next season.
Oh, that's so great. Well, do you love it?
I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so nice to be on the other side of the camera.
You like that, yeah.
I do. And participating with all the other department heads and just really having a collaboration. Because as you know, as the actor, you don't get to be in on all those conversations and really developing the whole look of the show. So you're kind of like, hit your mark and let's do it. But I like being in the conversation.
Tell us about your new short, the new short movie you're doing.
So I worked with this woman, Sue Zarko-Kramer, for like 15 years ago on a movie. And she started talking to me about Swipe NYC. And it was filming in New York. And we kept having conversations about who to cast or what to do. So I said, can I jump on as a producer and help you make this? So we did it. It was in Beverly Hills Film Festival.
Amazing.
It's in a bunch of festivals. So I've been kind of spending my time doing that.
So it's your first time as a producer?
First time as a producer.
And so you're like...
Yeah.
Good for you.
I got a few hyphens now.
Yeah, I really like that. What's the story about? Is it a dating app?
About a 50-ish woman, recently empty nester, single from a recent divorce, and she's reclaiming her identity and life and then entering the world of dating and
it's all swipes.
It's all swiping. And what it's like to enter the dating world after you've been married for 20 years and now you're an adult, and there's a lot of different things happening out there.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And the last time that you were dating, You were being set up on blind dates. You were going to like the mall and going to like these agencies and giving VHS tapes or something of you, like a profile. You were getting invited to dinner parties. You were like having to go out to bars and like going to single mingles and going to like speed dating maybe. And you had to go out and meet people and you had to go out and introduce yourself. You had to go to bars and clubs and events and socials. You had to go to socials. You had to go to events for singles, a singles event. You had to tell your friends, I'm available. So if you want to set me up with a,
Swiping and what it's like to enter the dating world after you've been married for 20 years and now you're an adult. And there's a lot of different things happening out there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. All the seasons of Blue Bloods are available now. You stream on Paramount, Paramount Plus. Season 14 returns on CBS this fall. Next, solving your summer skin problems.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on Live, Carson Kressley.
I'm forever your girl. He's not gay, is he? Carson? No.
A recent divorce, and she's reclaiming her. Things happening out there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. All the seasons of Blue Bloods are available now. You stream on Paramount, Paramount Plus. Season 14 returns on CBS this fall. Next, solving your summer skin problems.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on Live.
The rash you could use.
No.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on Live.
I mean, she's hot for an older woman if she took her glasses off. Like, why is she wearing those glasses? Why that choice? That is her way of letting men know. If you are watching this, and she's speaking to millions of men all at once, if you are watching this and you see me, I am letting you know I am taken. Or if she's single, this is her way of telling anyone, don't ask me out. Don't bother.
Okay.
When girls wear glasses like that, that means I am not looking to date. That is the equivalent. Girls wearing glasses in America, older women wearing glasses in America is the equivalent to Hawaiian girls putting a flower over their right ear. That means don't bother.
.com
no.
today.
That's the Patrick Promise.
Don't bother. I'll say no. God damn it. I swear to fucking God, this fucking box, I'm going to break this TV one of these days and you guys are going to see it.
You build it.
A better car buying experience is possible. It's a Patrick thing. Enjoy 1.9% financing for 60 months on select models and shop with confidence with the Patrick Promise. Visit PatrickCars.com today.
That's the Patrick Promise.
Hey.
Just talking skincare. We look forward to summertime, but along those hot sunny days comes serious challenges with your skin. Here to tell us all about it is our one and only lovely personal dermatologist, Dr. Doris Deck.
All right, what do we need to watch out for this summer?
Well, the first thing is prickly heat. So if you look at the photos, you can see that prickly heat are little red bumps that develop on the skin, often where heat builds up and then the sweat glands become clogged. So this can happen on covered areas or even exposed areas. So wearing loose-fitted clothing helps. Sun protection that's mineral-based, that helps a lot.
Mineral-based.
Because that won't build up the heat in the skin as much as the absorbed ones. A fan that's going to cool the skin. And then the dermatologist's favorite summer ingredient is topical steroids. This can help calm it down. We're going to kind of take this along with us.
What's the
Use it
difference
carefully.
between prickly heat and contact dermatitis?
Prickly heat is the sweat glands getting clogged.
Okay.
Contact dermatitis is an allergic reaction where something touches your skin and your skin reacts to it.
Got it.
So completely different, but such a great point because they can look similar to some people.
Okay. What's
going on
what
here?
do these things have in common?
Next up, we have plants. So you might be out gardening and you can see that we have all different plants we need to look out for. Poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac, leaves of 3 leave them be. You can see poison oak has very distinct shaped leaves, and sumac has groups of 7, like lots of leaves clumped together. And the rash you can get to these is from something called urushiol. This is a resin that is inert, and it can cause these types of rashes.
And when you scratch it, it makes it worse. Yeah?
Yes, and the reason it makes it worse is because the rash itself is not contagious, but when you touch that resin, it can get stuck under the nails. And when you scratch and you spread it on yourself. So the rash itself is not what you have to worry about. It's the resin on everything else. So wear long sleeve clothing, socks that will cover, peel them off like this. So you're not touching the sock and getting the resin on your hands.
I see.
Gardening gloves, peel them off, wash these very carefully. And then once you have the rash, you can use our friend topical steroid. Again, that will help. Mentholated lotion can be very helpful. And know that if you're allergic, it's actually not an allergic reaction. This is a toxic reaction, meaning that anybody exposed to enough of it will eventually get the rash. And you don't want to burn it because it can affect your lungs as well. So clothing is important. And then mango can cross-react with poison ivy. So if you're allergic to, or if you react to poison ivy, be careful with mango, cashews as well.
It's tasty.
It's very tasty, but you want to be careful with mango.
This is how confused I was with the mango being here. I thought you were talking about gardening, and I was like, are we gardening for mangoes in New York City?
But mangoes are awesome.
We've come full circle, and now I understand. Okay.
Mangoes are great.
What's next?
So next we have allergic reactions to the sun. This is something called polymorphous light eruption.
Sunburn.
Not a sunburn. We're going to get to sunburn, but this is a reaction that's very different than sunburn. You can see the rash. This looks very angry. It's red. It can be painful. It can be itchy. And this happens within minutes of sun exposure. So
I would call 911. Like, I really would. Because maybe I'm a hypochondriac, but that's not it's not dangerous.
No, and this happens usually in your 20s to 40s, more common in women.
And what's it called?
Polymorphous light eruption.
That's so funny. It sounds almost like you're into three-ways or something, doesn't it?
That's polyamorous.
Oh, right. Sorry. That's the word I'm looking for. We have to take a commercial break. We're going to come back with Dr. Billy.
If you would like to know more about anything you see on Live, log on to our website at livewithkellyandmark.com.
Arthritis pain? We say not to. Ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle.
Oh, we don't need no Nick Fury. There, we're back with more skin. For all you people with skin problems, I know, make sure to smash that like button.
Got that right. Nick Fury in Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion, now streaming only on Disney+.
Welcome back, everyone. We're back with Dr. Doris Day talking about summer skin problems. What about sunburn?
Sunburns do happen, and we need photos because nobody here knows what a sunburn looks like, I'm sure.
That's from Lauren Cohan's swimming videos. Yes.
And then it can also peel after a while. So if your sunburn peels, it's tempting, but don't peel it off because you're peeling skin off before the skin underneath is ready to be exposed.
How bad was that sunburn we just showed?
That was bad, but you know what? Not uncommon, unfortunately.
Okay.
So obviously you want to try to prevent it with sunscreen. If it happens, where's our friendly steroid? We need our steroid cream. This helps, and oftentimes it's a prescription. You could put some oatmeal and whole milk into bath water, cool bath water. No hot showers, no hot baths, but cool helps. Oatmeal is very soothing, and it's the milk protein, so you need whole milk and the fat. Then also you need to know that bug spray and sunscreens are not friends. Bug sprays make sunscreens less effective, and sunscreen will make DEET-based bug spray, more toxic.
Ooh.
So you need more sunscreen, less bug spray. If you're using them
Good to
both
know.
together, make sure you reapply.
Dr. J, I have been a ticking time bomb. I could go at any time.
And if you want an idea, this is what young, healthy skin's like. It's firm, it's elastic. This is what sunburnt skin over time looks like.
Oh, this is, I'm way worse than this. This is not enough of a loosening of the rubber band.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what's happening
This is
here?
the beach. So here we have some photos of
What is that?
This is sea lice, sea bathers eruption. So this is an allergic reaction. Doesn't happen to everyone. It's under clothing, under your fins, under anything when you go in the ocean. And the little baby jellyfish, the newly hatched jellyfish, can get stuck under there and release venom that can make you itch. So the main thing is,
Did you hear that baby jellyfish can crawl under your swimsuit?
Yeah.
That's the same
Or
thing as
sea
sea lice?
anemone. That's sea lice, but it's not contagious.
Okay.
Like lice are contagious, very different than lice, but
Yes.
it's called sea lice, and it can be very itchy. So to treat this, we use vinegar.
Okay.
You want
Okay.
to wash it off. You can use vinegar soaps, and of course, our
Cortisone.
little cortisone can help.
Okay.
Next,
What about a big jellyfish that stings you? Because for years now, when our kids were little in particular, if one got stung, the others would run over with their penises peeing all over the place because everybody has to pee on everybody when they get stung.
that will actually make it worse because water will make a jellyfish sting worse. So you don't want water on it. But seawater is okay. You want to rinse away those stingers. So the jellyfish tentacles have little stingers that will attach to the skin. So you can use vinegar, that helps.
Okay.
You can use hot compresses, but not hot water, but hot compresses.
Right.
That can help. And then tweezers, if there's anything left, you can pull out some of the stingers that are left, and that will be helpful as well.
Okay, so let me just clarify this. When the kids were little, if someone got stung with the jellyfish, the other people would pull out their penises and start peeing on them. So you realize by process of elimination and the pronouns and the nouns you used, like penis, what you are based, and you said plural, their penises, not his penis, their penises. So what you basically did, and you probably think like, oh, I'm not telling anyone's private business on my kids. I didn't mention any names, but you pretty much implied that Lola got stung by a jellyfish and that her brothers, Joaquin and Michael, pulled out their penises and pissed on their sister. That is exactly what you said without actually saying it. Is that when we were younger and the kids were little, when Lola was a little girl, she got stung by a jellyfish, and then her older brother and her younger brother pulled out their penises and they urinated on their little sister when she was like 8 or 9 years old. I would like to say when they were like when she was like 8 or 9 years old, because if she was like 14 and her 19-year-old brother is pulling out his 19-year-old penis and urinating on her, and her 12-year-old brother, who has just gone through puberty, she has two post-pubescent older brothers pulling out their penises and urinating on her. That's kind of a disturbing image. So, which one was it? Because you pretty much just told the world that Lola had her brothers pee on her body. So, thank you for that. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Trish. Thanks, Trish. Thank you, Trish.
Hot compresses, but not hot water, but hot compresses.
Right.
That can help. And then tweezers, if there's anything left, you can pull out some of the stingers that are left, and that will be helpful as well.
Guys, enjoy this song.
Be sure to pick up a copy of Dr. George Clay's new book, Rebooting the Biome, available everywhere where books are sold. Thank you so much.
Close.
Can I ask you, do you know what the difference is between butternut squash and acorn squash? And she'll be like, yeah, this and this. Thank you, Trish. And we'll work that in. It's like, I love that. It's like an interactive theater.
You walk in.
It's live with Kelly and Mark. Daytime's #1 talk show. Every weekday morning.
Hey, don't forget on tomorrow's show, Winston Duke will be here.
We have Carson Kressley.
And Steve Patterson gets to know the dogs.
Yes,
New York City. See you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.
That look on his face means I really suck. He knows he's bad. Oh, shit. Well, that's the end of that episode. Remember, this was a rerun episode, so... Oh, thanks
More
for the
shopping?
like.
You should watch.
I got a like again. Thanks a lot. Oh, Mark messing up. Okay.
But euthanized over his deformity, but was saved by a rescue group. Now he's thriving and wearing a new...
Remember, Scooter. What was... I was going to say, what was the name of the dog at the beginning of the episode? And you were supposed to put in the comment section, and I was supposed to give you some time. Scooter. He died. Remember? He was eaten by a coyote. All right, you guys. Well, that's the end of this telecast from June 26, 2023. Season 1, episode 51 in the books, thanks to Lauren Cohan. Thanks to Bridget Moynahan's mother. And thanks for the dermatologist telling us how to fix skin rashes. And thanks to Kelly for letting us know that your daughter had her brothers, that your sons pulled out their penises and pissed all over their little sister and older sister. Nothing heartwarming than a mother sharing a story about her little girl being pissed on by her brothers to tens of millions of people. Congratulations, Lola. You definitely, I think this is all part of your mom's plan to help make you famous, and then wink, wink, say you did it on your own on your own merit. You know. All right, you guys. That's it for now. No words of advice. Don't piss on your siblings. If that's what we learned. If your siblings or anyone is suffering from a jellyfish sting, especially anyone, don't do what fucking television tells you. Don't do what Friends told you to do. It's a fictional show, okay? Don't piss on your siblings, all right? If they have to get their leg amputated, then they have to get their leg amputated. Don't piss on them. That's lifelong childhood trauma, okay? I don't know if that's an oxymoron because lifelong childhood isn't lifelong because there's adulthood, but remember, this is all a fantasy world you're living in and watching right now. So I got to go. Don't piss on don't piss on your sisters. Piss on yourself. I'm fill in the blank. Peace out. Now I'm going to go eat a jellyfish salad with piss vinaigrette.